Hello, hello. Games future.
All right, we are back after a brief intermission, but missed you guys, everybody. Me and More Barbie definitely holding down the fort as we're getting ready to jump into our first match of the day for Group A. That's right, we're going to be looking at RRQ Hoshi going up against Team Lilgun. RRQ Hoshi, we didn't get to see them in the World Series, but we did get to see them compete in MPLI and also Indonesia's regular season for 12 for the MPL. So I can't wait to see how they kind of perform today. Team Lilgun, on the other hand, we did get to see them inside of the M Series M5. They got knocked down pretty early, though. AP Bryn, the champions, the world champions currently, are the ones who took them down with a 0-2 sweep. So today they got a lot of merit to prove, and hopefully they'll have some great games. It is going to be a best of 3, like we said, that will be starting here momentarily. Appreciate everybody tuning in and your patience on the slight brief intermission. But War Barbie, we're back. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. RRQ Hoshi couldn't participate on the last Worlds tournaments, but they participate almost at all another different M tournaments. So I'm stoked. I can't wait to see the level they're gonna bring at the Digital Games today. And the Team Lilgun, can they like defend the title?
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. And you know, honestly, I'm so glad to just be able to be here. Casting in the NACT for North America, I like to kind of compare our meta to what's going on worldwide. And that's what we get to see, a blend of meta between all these different regions and seeing who actually, what's prioritized. I know over here for our region, just from watching our NACT, because we're currently going through our qualifier stage, we see a lot of Aurora being picked up, Nana, things of that nature. And I'm wondering if it's going to be like the similar story over here, especially on an international level, and see if we can find some similarities.
You know, I always saw the similar things. It's like, let's say they pick Aurora, they pick Nana, but when the games are going, everybody start to pick in like Lunox and Farsa and like classic mages, like, you know. Can we see it today? Though I don't know. They reward Nana and Aurora pretty good, so I think it's one thing is lacking is like mobility, and that's it. Only mobility is kind of lacking.
Yep, they definitely have the damage though. That's a big statement right there. And honestly, being able to see a lot of the marksman picks, I like watching the international meta just because it's a lot more creative than what we typically see in NA. We're kind of more of a developing region, so to be able to see some things on the international level, take some notes, and hopefully bring it back to our home turf is the goal. But like we said, we're definitely going to be expecting that today, especially from RQ Hoshi, a team from Indonesia, one of the top regions inside of the MLBB scene. So we've got Mongolia right behind them, though. Team Lilgun looking promising. Like we said, they did make it all the way out to the World Series, so they definitely have some talent and some great experience. Let us know what you guys think about these two teams, though. Definitely drop your favorite teams in the comment of today's stream as well, as we are getting ready to jump into our first match. So it is going to be, like we said, a best of 3. And there's going to be 3 teams moving forward out of the group stage today, right? So we're going to be covering the first 2 matches, me and War Barbie, and then we're going to be transitioning over to some other familiar faces, some other casters around the scene who will be casting the remaining 2 teams. Now, it's also pretty cool, not just to see a blended meta, but also to see a blend of casters. I mean, it's not too often where an NA caster gets to cast with a caster and pro player and coach from Ukraine.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, the casters meta is different as well, it seems like. And so I was thinking about Lilgun, and they brought up the meta of like tanky heroes with STS and with carry, and it worked pretty good. So I guess this is the other type of meta we have in here, like tanky meta, tanky pick meta, early game. If enemy have like no insanely high amounts of damage output, they can't like kill you basically on level 4, so you kind of start ramping up from that and snowballing, and I don't know, we might see this kind of meta as well.
Yeah, and speaking of meta, we will slowly be jumping into the game, and you kind of mentioned the carry. That's one of those few marksmen that we see often, time and time again, get picked up, at least in the NA side of things, as we are now jumping into the draft. First match of the day, best of 3, group stage A. RQ Hoshi holding it down for Indonesia, and Team Lilgun for Mongolia. Already seeing some of the bans on the table, at least for my side with RQ Hoshi. We're looking at the Guinevere stacked up with the R-Lot.
That's pretty standard, I would say. The Joy and the Arlot are pretty standard, but the Guinevere is for like latest addition to the meta, and everybody picks it for jungle, for roam. You can even see some other variations, but this is most common. Nolan actually being banned despite getting nerfed a lot, still playable, still dangerous, and so he gets banned. And Matilda, pretty standard, I would say as well.
Yeah, and I would say, looking at this is very similar to my region, actually, with the way this draft is going. That's going to open up some of the mages on the table. We haven't seen a single mage be banned out yet. Possibly, like we said, the Aurora, maybe the Nana, who's been sneaking up in the scene as a current meta. Could be a viable pickup. I've actually been seeing a lot of Exanas kind of walk as well. There is still some pretty good marksmen on the table that could be picked up. Like you mentioned, the carry a little bit earlier. It's definitely been a high-value target. Some other things that at least we see for North America is like the Claude, trying to go for that late game damage, but like we said, still some secret weapons on the table. You know, interesting enough, we've been seeing a lot of Barats as well.
And the Lunox is quite viable now because it's easier to combo. No need to like this insane double, quadruple ultimate setups. You just straight up go in for one of them. And the Ruby being banned, which is unorthodox, I would say. The uncomfortable hero for like assassin type of heroes. When you're going in, Ruby can just easy second skill ult and they can pick you up. So maybe Team Lilgun is going to pick an assassin.
You know, that would be interesting to see. We are going to see the first pick on the table, though. Not something I would have expected. Is going to be the Navaria, so definitely can be a secret weapon. It's going to have that Astro Echo, able to provide a lot of slow on the map as well, and some CC. They don't have the R-Lot that kind of synergizes really well with it with that Demon Gaze, though, so I'm wondering how this is going to kind of go. Are they going to be able to pick up something like a Nana or maybe that Aurora that we're looking for? Oh, there goes the Vexana that we kind of mentioned earlier, starting to make a big staple on the competitive scene.
Yeah, just like you said, I noticed that Vexana and kind of Whale have this similar stuff when assassins going in, or like maybe fighters going in, they gonna be catched with the CC and might be burst down because a lot of damage here. So it's kind of uncomfortable to play against Vexana these days. And the CC is pretty standard, I would say, for the X-Plane, insanely strong. And Navaria, I don't know, kind of early damage is lacking, but Vexana as well, so they kind of matched on the mid lane now.
Yeah, and looking at a lot of mobility, I would say, though, from RQ Hoshi, just due to having that Benedetta, who did get picked up alongside the Cho. This is not too standard from what I've been familiar with, at least on the NACT and the North American side of things when it comes to drafting. This is going to be the first Benedetta game I think I've actually seen. We haven't had a single one in our competitive scene yet. The Cho, I would say it comes a little here and there. I mean, it is single target CC, has great mobility. They have a little bit of crowd control, though. I mean, I guess the Navaria can make up for it for the slow, but I feel like they need some more group set potential as they jump into this, at least for the side of RQ Hoshi. I mean, you did mention the CC. I think that's a great option. Definitely one of the stronger heroes in the XP lane. And the Vexana definitely can provide that Eternal Guardian for some good frontline presence and some also quick burst damage. Now, marksmen are still available. Who do you think we're going to get for both sides?
Oh, Claude and Carry, probably. It's like, I don't know. But I would love to see some, like, Nathan or Leslie being picked. I don't mind. Yeah, Chu is being picked here and there from, like, what, season 1? He's being picked here and there. But I've concluded that you can pick Chu in only one case, is when the player is, like, top-notch with the Chu. Because it's, like, so heavily skill dependent hero which can fit pretty much any game, any meta, if you play good with it.
Ooh, speaking of playing good, there goes that Barat we were talking about a little bit earlier, starting to sneak into the scene again. That strong frontline presence, definitely running it in the jungle. Normally we see it stacked up with the support. We did see the Mathilda band out, though. It could go with the Rafaela and Angela. I've actually seen it paired up with the Florian as well. And these are still all options available on the table as we're now jumping into the second phase of bans. Looks like the Minotaur was banned out. Now, there is no Diggy ban. At least in North America, we have been seeing a rise of the Tigreal. sneaking up into the scene again and making a huge statement. And without the Diggy being banned out, they may be able to slot in. I mean, it would have to be last pick, though, especially because that Diggy is still on the table, unless we see one of the sides ban the Diggy.
And the honorable mention is Estes, I guess, with the Barats is like, let's say, classic combo. We might see it here as well. Darius being banned and the Minotaur from the other side. Minotaur is pretty reasonable ban here because it's fits really good and the front lane, but it's lacking mobility though. If they would pick Minotaur here, I don't know. Last time actually, it kind of fits that kind of meta I spoke earlier, like fat heroes meta, let's say. And if they pick Minotaur here, it would be that kind of pick.
Yeah, especially because they're probably thinking RQ Hoshi's expecting that support to come out, and they think it's going to be like you said. It could be the Estes, it could be the Rafaela, it could definitely be the Angela. And that would open up the opportunity for them to grab a Group CC roamer. I mean, they did ban out the Minotaur, though. They, like I said, they could take a TIG. They could take really anything. They could also take away a support. But this may be a show, actually, in the roam position. So it looks like they're not going to go in for probably that TIG. As we are looking, though, we said the marksmen are still on the table. Looks like they're going to ban the Kaja. A little bit of that suppression has been taken away. And the Martis, which has been a really good hero, especially in the early game in the jungle. Able to use that decimation, take those neutral objectives, and kind of hunt down those enemies with low HP. Now, marksmen still are available. Every single marksman, matter of fact, not a single marksman has been banned at all in the first game today between RQ Hoshi and Team Lilgun. You mentioned the carry. Can definitely burst down that Barats, is a heavy hitter. They could provide some late game damage, but I still think RQ Hoshi needs something on their roster for the early phase.
Yeah, early phase is definitely lacking here because Novaria and Vixana are not that kind of early gamers. Yeah, and the carry from Lilgun, kind of to be expected. And
yeah,
I don't know, but you know, like both teams are not that early game oriented. Okay, Benedetta can be early game, pressure, and the Cho as well, but other ones, I don't know, kind of supporting this kind of behavior, if we're gonna see one. And the Claude, like, expected.
it is expected. I asked you the question, which ones we were gonna see, and you said Carry and Claude. No doubt about it. There it is, the proof is in the pudding. Looks like the meta is blending well across all levels of the MLBB scene between all these different competitors. Now, that is the finalized roster. They are gonna go in for that Fredrin. This most likely will be the Fredrin in the jungle and Benedetta in the XP lane. At least that's what I'm expecting. But hey, you never know when it comes to international scenes. They can definitely switch it up and keep you on your toes. We're still waiting for the final pick from Team Lilgun. We are going to need to see a
I just picked that
support. There
I was just thinking, like, just grab it. Just take it. And it's... yeah, nice. A pretty interesting matchup is going on. Like Estes and Barats is like level 4 is unbeatable. But I don't know about Vixana. It's from my perspective, it's kind of not that good in this kind of draft. But we'll see. Maybe the personal skills are that high that we're picking Vixana like first 2 picks.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, seeing the way this is gonna go, I mean, the Barats is a bully when it comes to these neutral objectives. He's not the easiest hero to kind of invade on, especially early for the orange and purple buff. Like you said, stacked up with the Estes is gonna make him even stronger in terms of the heals. And the later this goes, if Estes doesn't fall, he'll be able to get those heals even better as we get to that mid to late game and pretty much make Barats unkillable. Now, we didn't see a lot of early game damage, though, from the side of RQ Hoshi, and that's the only thing that I'm kind of concerned about as this is going to go on. Yes, they do have the Claude. I mean, the later this goes, you can pick up something like that Demon Hunter Sword, maybe a Golden Staff, and be able to rush in and deal the damage necessary to take down the Barats. But maybe that's the game plan with them. Maybe it's the Benedetta. It can definitely rush in with the Electro Final Blow. Whereas Barats is not the most mobile hero. But it's definitely going to be a challenge to see which way this kind of plays out. There are 2 bullies in the jungle, though. We're looking at a Fredrin going up against the Barats.
Yeah, I think the Barats going to have an upper hand in this matchup because, like, Fredrin kind of nerfed a little bit. His ultimate is not doing that a lot of burst damage, and Estes can easily heal up everything he's gonna get. So it's gonna get tough for RRQ for like 6-7 minutes, I would say, and then if Lilgun don't have much snowball to kind of lock in RRQ at their base, we're gonna get to see RRQ is kind of comebacking. So that's my guess.
And speaking of guesses, as we are looking at the virtual stadium, winding up, jumping into our first series of the day, Group Stage A, RRQ Hoshi, all the way out from Indonesia, going up against Team Lilgun from Mongolia. Into the land of dawn we go. Best of 3. Who will be able to make it out of Group Stage A?
So we're jumping right into the action here, and level 4 is being farmed, or almost being farmed, and we're gonna see first engage in the turtle, I guess, in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, gonna be looking out for that engagement. On the top side, though, we are looking at a little bit of some late game marksmen, but look at a battle in the mid-river already. First blood, Zara able to pick it up. That was within the first 2 minutes, and they didn't just take down anybody. They took down the jungler from RRQ,
yeah, he kind of like went
have the retribution.
1 versus 3 he went. It's so, and like the final blow with the petrify alongside, trying to steal the turtle, and the turtle being farmed still by the retribution on the Barats, and trying to kill, clean up the kills, and Choice dies as well, and a rough start for RRQ Hoshi.
Yeah, rough start, down by 1 kill, not able to take the first neutral objective. Is going to put him slightly behind 500 gold. You're going to have to see how that kind of plays out with that turtle. We'll have a massive XP boost, but there's a lot of mobility. I mean, you're already seeing the Benedetta trying to out-rotate on the CC in the bot lane.
Yeah, that's what she should do. She should skip like the wave and pressure the mid lane or the jungle. If it's not happening, RRQ Hoshi is going to have a problem, because as you said, it's mobility hero, should take advantage on the rotation.
Yeah, and speaking of rotations, a couple items showcasing. You are going to see that elegant gem picked up from this Novaria. We mentioned, though, who's going to be the one to kind of deal the damage to the Brats, especially in the early phase. We feel like that's kind of lacking for the side of RRQ Hoshi right now, and it kind of is painting the story how they're not able to take that first neutral objective. If they don't find a way to take down the Barats and the Estes, this is going to be dangerous, because they're only going to get beefier. Those heals are only going to get stronger. And pretty much going to be unkillable until they can get Skylar on point to be able to burst him down.
Yeah, absolutely agree, and it's like going just like I think it would go. RRQ Hoshi need to stop this snowball, because it's going to continue when the Estes gonna have his ultimate, and he does, and now I guess Team Lilgun going to try to take some objective, and they trying to force some fights now, and the fights is heavily in favor on Hoshi, just like you said, have no damage.
Yeah, they weren't able to take the first neutral objective, but the second one 4 seconds away from spawning in. Can RRQ Hoshi even out the odds? Are we going to start seeing Team Lilgun form up this snowball that War Barbie was talking about? Brat's able to get a kill and also able to get that first turtle, pulling the objective and aggro from the turtle, getting ready for this engagement. As you are going to see a big knock up to Jean Kondo in the way of the dragon. Just Satan's going to take down 4-bit with the electric final blaze duet from Skylar into the back lane, find Easton trying to run away. Zara is going to take down Jesse, though. 1 member falling for the side of Team Lilgun and 1 from RQ Hoshi. Irad will find a kill, is going to take down Aizen. That's going to be 1 for 2. Oh, make that 1 for 3.
Good. Joe with a flicker.
Hoshi
First skill
able to find their synergy.
initiating right.
Should be
right
able to take this.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Oh, should be able to take this objective. Had a little bit of a slight connection issue. My bad, War Barbie. But as we are jumping into this 4-3, that looks like RQ Hoshi was able to take that turtle. So now, oh no, did they take the turtle? Or did they lose it?
Yeah, the super good initiation with the Cho with the flicker on the Estes, and the follow-up with the Benedetta on the 4 people electric final blow with the Petrify bursting down the targets, and RQ Hoshi winning the fight because of the Cho initiation, and he get wrecked because of it now, I guess.
Ooh, and you are seeing some heavy focus from the side of Team Lilgun. 4-man rotation, trying to get to the side lane, trying to possibly proxy it as well. And look at the bullying from Zara on this Barats, trying to zone out Irad from his farm.
Yeah,
looking
that's
at
exactly
that,
what they
tier
should
1 turret.
do. Take some objectives now, and the ultimate is being popped by the Estes and 4 people being healed, but no pressure. I mean, there is some pressure on the tower, but not enough to fall down.
Yeah, not enough to fall down. Still hanging on by about 25% HP. 2,000 gold lead for Team Lilgun right now. I mean, they're having a pretty good game. Maybe be able to take one of these turrets, but their bot side is hanging on pretty low too.
Yeah, but the counter pressure is there. Chu is going up on the bot lane, on the X plane, and the Claude is farming pretty good actually. Like RQ last fight on the turtle is super good. I didn't expect that. Kinda should take Purify probably on the Estes, and this flicker might be a problem later in the game because of the super good initiations on the show.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to watch out. Without having that Purify, is gonna be easily grouped up with some CC if he's not careful. Bebex is gonna go ahead and take that turret on the top side. Turtle has spawned in. Both sides able to claim one, but who will be able to take this next objective? You're already seeing Team Lilgun in position to be able to hit the retribution.
Yeah, they kinda, but Chu is already can. Oh, 4 people petrify again with the final blow. Follow up with everything, every bit of damage they have, but not enough.
Yeah, just showcasing his mastery of that show, but it looks like RQ Hoshi able to take this turtle in their hands. We'll get that XP boost they were looking for. Slowly starting to try and equalize this economy. They are down by about 1,000 gold. But that's just telling half of the story. As both these teams fight it out. Early aggression, 5-4 already on the scoreboard. And it's just a battle back and forth. I wouldn't say this is really a one-sided story, but a seize for the tier 1 turret is on the way.
Yeah, they should take the tier 1 turret. They should take all of the tier 1 turrets. Team Lilgun, I mean, they need to use all of the stronger parts of the Estes, which is his ultimate, to pressure all of first turrets and second turrets, and you kind of don't want to go to the super late game here because of Navaria and the Claude and the Electro final blow, and I mean RQ Hoshi in the late games seems super strong. Oh, the attempt of the taking on a blue buff here from Fredrin.
Yeah, we are going to see a turret fall for both sides, both tier 1s on opposite lanes, which means these teams are still pretty even. Honestly, even though they don't have the late game or early game damage to be able to burst down the Barats, RQ Hoshi still doing pretty decent on making this an even match. And if they can hold off long enough, like you mentioned, the late game is going to be a problem. They'll be able to kind of take down Zara and Ethan, especially with Ethan not having a Purify. We'll be able to kind of be hit with the way the dragon from Bruce, who's been rotating around really well with this show. You already see the showcase right there. High mobility team so far for the composition of RQ Hoshi.
Yeah, the RQ Hoshi have the initiation. They have the show. They have, I mean, sometimes Benedetta can initiate even, and that's what they're doing. They're trying to initiate and make a kill, and it will eventually work. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and you've seen the Electrofauna blow, possible seats for the tier 1. Skylar will find one off screen, though, on the top side. Bebex is going to clear the bot one. An objective going to both teams so far. Lord has spawned in, and aggro has been pulled. And it looks like Team Lilgun may go for this objective. Are going to shift focus to the mid lane, though, as they almost lost their tier 1 turret.
I mean, I guess all turrets gonna fall if the Lord is taken here. I mean, at least 3 of them, my guess.
Yeah, both teams getting ready to fight it out. Lord at about 25% HP. Look at Cho with the concealed play. Flicker in, not able to get the knockup. Irab with the retribution, though. We'll claim it for RQ Hoshi. Speedy Light Wheel's going down. Ethan takes down Bruce's skirt. Down goes Cho, but they got what they came for. Now need to get out of the Lord pit. Oh, but it looks like Irad trapped, hit with the Appraiser's Wrath. Forbid will be able to shut him down. Blazing duet from Skylar, hitting the full team of Team Lilgun. Not able to draw a kill, and both sides will disengage, but the Lord goes to RQ Hoshi.
Wow, the Chu eventually did enough. He went in, and Barats used his ultimate on the Chu, but missed the smite though, and Chu kinda interrupted him. So that's kinda cool. I guess he's was trying to use the Way of the Dragon on the Barats to not let him retribution, but the this kind of initiation was still enough.
Ooh, look at the positioning from Jin Saints right there. I'm going and hiding that bush on that purple buff. They did trade though, even though they RQ Hoshi got that Lord. Team Lilgun was able to clear that tier 1 turret in the mid lane, which is I would say a fair enough trade. As long as they can kind of defend this Lord, they don't lose much from that engagement, but they open up the opportunity to invade. But speaking of invasion, a little bit too overextended, and Bruce getting caught in a lot of CC, may not be able to get out of there as Ain's on the chase, able to shut him down with the power of CC from the XP lane. Big Astro Echo going out, 4 members caught with it, actually full 5-man caught with that. Tier 2 turret top side may drop if they're not careful.
Yeah, I think RQ Hoshi are in position they wanna be, because they have these Novaria, Benedetta and Claude, which is like super high mobility heroes who can clear the lanes. So Team Lilgun are composition are like, they want to be 5 people stacked up, one on top of another, and RQ Hoshi are going to split push them, in my opinion, because of the mobility heroes, and now is the stage when they gonna shine.
Yeah, and you are gonna already see a 4 kill lead for the side. It's 1,000 gold. You are looking at RQ Hoshi leading by 1 turret as well, but still overall a pretty close game. Now at that 12-minute mark, you are seeing some of the items being populated on the screen so far. Corrosion Scythe from the Claude alongside the Demon Hunter Sword and the Golden Staff. Just picked up the Windtalker. Definitely getting to that late game build needed to kind of burst down this Barats.
Yeah, surely they're gonna try to burst Barats, but I think this start of the fight when Chu just ulting the Estes or the Vixana probably is going to RQ Hoshi going to try to start this way fight, to burst down fast one target and then like kind of 5 versus 4 slowly grinding another.
And you're seeing both teams get ready. Lord is going to spawn in again. Last one went to RQ Hoshi. Can Team Lilgun defend this and take this objective? If not, RQ Hoshi may be able to start working on opening up their base and taking some of the inhibitors. As you are seeing both teams trying to pull the aggro. Big knockup. Denton welcome. Connected. Zara with the set. Couple of knockups on the way. G-Condone rushing in. But E-Rat with the Lord again for RQ Hoshi. Retry Finger God. Zara is going to take down the Brat. Zara will fall. E-Rat takes down Ethan. You're going to find another member falling as Octa takes down Aizen. 3 members down for Team Lilgun. Still rushing in, trying to get the game ender. Trying to close this out. They did take out that Lord. May be able to do it as down goes the tier 2 turret for the mid lane.
Whew, what a fight. Chu again used Flicker and Ultimate, but this time on the carry, and the Purify worked super good for carry, but it wasn't still like not there. I guess carry is building like tanky items right now, and there is like no actual damage here because like it's not enough. She should like one-shot people, but not working out.
Yeah, you're going to go ahead and see Team Lilgun now forced in their base. Both teams trying to fight it out. Will RQ Hoshi be able to take this one? Team Lilgun trying to hold him off, trying to stop this Lord from making his way into the base. This is Luminous, though. Scarlard able to take the inhibitor on the top side. 1 more turret to go for a possible game ender in game 1 of Group Stage A.
Yeah, it's there are chances, but this is the point when actually Team Lilgun is like can't be split pushed at the base. So maybe if they hold up for like some extra 3-4 minutes, maybe they're gonna farm some damage. I mean, they need to start bursting down someone.
Yeah, you are going to go ahead and see RQ Hoshi versus Team Lilgun so far. Working in RQ Hoshi's favor. A lot of the items are showcasing on the board so far. Anti-heal picked up from the Navaria, trying to find a way to counter this Estes. You are looking at Cho picking up the Dominance Ice. Everybody having some anti-heal for the most part. And doing a really good job on their itemization. Team Lilgun doesn't really have too many chances to be able to hold them off. They're going to definitely have to try and fight for this next neutral objective. Because if RQ Hoshi can take this Luminous Lord, could be a possible game ender.
I don't know. Yeah, but it's going to be really hard to come back for Team Lilgun from here, because, like, you know, every fight Claude has this ability to like ult in the late stages of the fight, which you don't want to be happening every single time, because like Benedetta starts for damaging people, Novaria damaging people, and only then Cloud is jumping in to like kind of finish all of them off. You don't want to see this, because it's pretty hard to defend.
Yeah, you are going to go ahead and see both teams getting ready for this next neutral objective. Luminous Lord will spawn in the next 4 seconds. And we were able to see a.k.a. Hoshi, for the most part, take this with little to no problem. Able to win these 5v5 engagements, but it looks like Team Lilgun is going to try and contest this. They know everything is on the line right here, and they need this objective in order to turn this game on the backside.
Meanwhile, Third Lord is going in. It's not like Luminous Lord, like level 3 Lord. Oh, and again, Flicker and the Veil the Dragon used on the CC. Immediately Vengeance popped out and going back to disengage.
Yeah, a little bit of a disengage. a.k.a. Hoshi, Team Lilgun, getting ready for this battle. 50% HP for the Lord. But on the top side, Benedetta doing a real good job of splitting these lanes. It's going to force them to push off. You are going to see the Vexana go back to try and clear these minions, which will open up the opportunity in terms of numbers for a.k.a. Hoshi, as the Lord is very low. Zara maybe able to get the retribution. Able to take it for Team Lilgun. First Lord of the day for them. And mortality has been proc. Blazing went from Skylar into Zara, into the full 5-man team of Team Lilgun. Octa able to take down Zara. One member will fall. Let them find a blow going down. Jenna Saint with a huge play. What
and
a turnaround, Team Lilgun.
Didn't went for the finish up. Wow, such a good fight. But I guess like a.k.a. Hoshi should went for the kills, I think. And super good. Like Benedetta went for like 2 people at the end, but didn't quite finish them off, and just safely went back because there's a Lord to death on top of that. Just look at that freeze from the Estes, completely dodging all of the damage from the Claude, make him survive of this. I wonder if Claude build anti-heal here.
Yeah, that's definitely something I'm wondering as well. As you are going to go ahead and see a possible siege for the base, the turnaround from Team Lilgun, a love set on the way, but you are going to see the Astro Echo go out. They are going to disengage, not going to go in for that inhibitor turret, but now this is an even game. Anybody can take this match.
Yeah, that's Lord. They always go in for this 50-50 Lord. I don't know. Why don't just they fight on the full HP, kind of trying to get 1-2 person and then kind of bait Lord and attack the team, instead of going of this like 50-50 retribution every time.
Yeah, you know, but they do have the Benedetta and like I said, they have a lot of mobility for the side of a.k.a. Hoshi. So they can split push. It was the right idea, but they were not able to get Zara away from that Lord. We talked about his sustainability, especially running this Barats. You're looking at him very heavy with the Guardian Helmet, the Anti-Cuirass, the Athena Shield, and the Dominant Sides to be able to protect himself. And then Estes to keep him alive, has those additional healing effects from the Flask of Oasis to top that off. And it has been a problem. Yeah. I mean, they don't really have anybody to kind of push him back. They have Irad on this Fredrin to be able to get the knockup and an Energy Eruption for a possible stun. But Zara pretty much has free range when it comes to kind of being that bully inside of these neutral zones.
Yeah, it's working out, but what you can see, like the classics is like the pop train strategy versus split push strategy. Like these are the classics of the all MOBA, I guess. The pop train versus the split push.
Yeah, now you're gonna go ahead and see both teams getting ready again for the next neutral objective. I wonder who will be able to take this one. This may actually be the possible game ender. We're now sitting at 20 minutes. This is officially the late game. This is longer than what we typically see even on the North American scene. Most of our matches are like 14, 15 minutes, with some of the long ones going past the 20-minute mark. Everybody full game build with that late damage. a.k.a. Hoshi, Team Lilgun. Both of these teams need this match. This is a best of 3. And this will definitely give them a huge advantage for a possible sweep as the Luminous Lord spawns in.
Yeah, I agree with this one. And I kind of thinking that Fredrin is not fit very good in the a.k.a. Hoshi team composition. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the composition is definitely interesting. I mean, I feel like it's kind of working out for both sides, though. Like I said, it's not really a one-sided story. I would have expected the Barats to have had a little bit more pressure in the early phase, but it looks like a.k.a. Hoshi was able to make up with their macro and their micro. With the Lord spawned in, though, 50% HP, you are going to see Irad pulling the aggro. Some good split pushing from Genesante, though, on the bot side, running this Benedetta. You see him kind of camping on that purple buff, waiting for the opportunity to kind of split this lane. And maybe an actual backdoor play if Team Lilgun is not careful.
Oh, the Benedetta might go for the draw. Ah, no. It's just a bait. She's just waiting. And yeah, a.k.a. Hoshi are doing the absolutely right thing, because you don't want to engage 5 versus 5 like straight up bold fight. You want to like kind of split them up a little bit to make this like quick attack with the Chu and the flicker, or Benedetta elect final blow with Petrify.
Yeah, with the floor spawned in, Irad again pulling the aggro, trying to bait Team Lilgun to take this engagement. A little bit of a knockup though. Zara taking the fight. Very low though.
Wow.
Massive damage to Skylar, take him down. Big play. Wow. As they won't have the retribution to be able to contest this Lord. a.k.a. Hoshi though may go in for the fight, but look at the Benedetta on the base. May go for the back door. Skylight trying to hold it. Now on the base, Crystal dealt some massive damage. 15%. 5.
Nice.
a.k.a. Hoshi. Backdoor Team Lilgun
Nice.
for game 1 in our best of 3. One step
1-0
closer to
untuk
making it out of the
a.k.a.
group
Hoshi.
stage.
Oh man, this is experience.
Oh my
this is
God.
experience. Like, what can I say? This is just an experienced game, because I think the mistake on the Team Lilgun was that they should have so much more with the Estes and Barats combo early game, like level 4 plus. They should force the objective so much more aggressively, and take all first turrets and go on to taking second turrets. Just like I said, like they want to like 6 to 8 minutes into the game have solid gold lead, but more importantly map control, and what you wanna hold a.k.a. Hoshi on at the base and trying to pressure this third tower, and that's how you win with Barats. You can't just like casually walk in like this. Okay, well, a little bit damage of tower here, a little bit damage tower there. No, you need to rush, because late game it's not gonna work.
Yeah, Genesante, definitely credits to him. Rotating around, getting that backdoor play. We were kind of watching him, oftentimes just hiding in that purple buff bush and waiting for the opportunity to force somebody to split off these Lords. And when they didn't split, hey, he just went straight to the heart of the game, shut down that base Crystal. Now, not the easiest thing to pull off. You usually see a marksman kind of go for the backdoor play. But we talked about the mobility that he provided to the team with the Benedetta, and not something I really see in NA be kind of slotted in. And it's interesting seeing as meta shift in Indonesia, pulling out some tricks from their bag, able to get it. That is game number 1 though for the side of a.k.a. Hoshi, one step closer. Like we said, this is a best of 3, and there is still a chance for Team Lilgun to turn this around. But I do agree with you, the Barats, when there was no early game damage, I would have liked to see them kind of dominate a little bit more of that early phase, but we just really didn't get to see that. And I think maybe it's just from Genesante opening up these opportunities with the split push and mobility.
And I don't know, is it just me, but I didn't quite saw the Vexana here. It's not was not that big here. I would love to see the stats of this game, how much damage did she dealt, and but yeah, Team Lilgun need to play like faster phase, like more aggressive pressure with this kind of comp, and it might work. But if they should to like 15-16 minutes into the game and with no lead, they're gonna lose. Most likely they're gonna lose, because it's just the damage is just overwhelming. It's just Claude is insanely high damage output.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Skylar did a really good job rotating around, getting to the back lane. Almost every single time you'd see him pop that BMI and use that Blazing Duet and hit pretty much the full team of Lilgun on those 5v5 engagements, and that's what really opened up the opportunity. It was kind of zoning them out from even being able to push these Lords, and definitely some good rotations between Skylar and Genesante. Both side laners definitely doing an excellent job. I would say, though, hopefully for Team Lilgun in Game 2, we see a little bit of a stronger pressure in the early phase. It wasn't too one-sided, though. I would say it was kind of even up until a couple of these lords. As we are now panning over to some of the highlights that made this story. Zara able to take that first turtle. You are seeing the second turtle on the way. The engagement. Genesante, just speaking about him, able to find forward. But Blazing Duet from Skylar, the other side laner. Zara taking out Genesante. Skylar providing some massive damage with the Blazing Duet. Battle over the third turtle. Skylar taking down Ethan. 4-3 though, like we said, not the highest kill game, and pretty even with across the board in terms of kills. You are seeing some massive CC though. Fourth turtle popping up on the scoreboard so far. Like to find a blow going in, and Erad able to claim it. A lot of these objectives were going to the side of RQ Hoshi though the later this game went. As you've seen Erad starting to kind of rack these up with the retribution. Ethan taking down Burst right there, who also had a really good game, rotating around and had some big G-Condos, knocking up 3 members from the side of Team Lilgun. Blazing Duet from Skylar again. Full man, able to connect to 4 members from the side of Lilgun.
He's just stacking damage, like, you know, to be in the top of the stats. But yeah, I just was thinking about the lords. 2 of them was taken by the Lilgun, but they actually couldn't make anything good off of them. And like, this is my point is, why would you risk to take the lord and 2 people from your team is dead and now you cannot use the lord? Like, why are you going for it? Just go for the kills, try to kill, prioritize the heroes instead of prioritizing lord. It's not gonna give you anything.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of those battles on the way, the immortality being procced, both sides fighting it out. But again, this is where you start to see the side of RQ Hoshi take the advantage. Big play over there from Genesante with their like the final blow. Skylar taking down Zara, especially here, taking down the jungler super early before even going for this lord, opening up the opportunity for a possible take, but they don't even go for it. There goes Genesante with the excellent macro, excellent micro, the backdoor play to close out game 1.
Yeah, and, but I'm, you know, I'm thinking that even if he didn't backdoor the crystal here, they still was like 5 versus 3, and they would overwhelm. RQ Hoshi would overwhelm probably with just the regular minions, even without Lord.
Yeah, and speaking of RQ Hoshi, there goes the MVP himself, Skylar. KDA 304, 36% damage dealt, 15,000 gold per minute. That's a little high. But definitely was leading the way in this game. And that only paints half the story. His execution on the BMIs and the Blazing Duet really kind of made the difference in a lot of these neutral engagement fights.
that's not a lot. It's like impossible high. Imagine like 15k gold per minute. Game would end it probably in like 5 minutes. But yeah, I would like to take a to give a credit on Skylar, because not every time you can see the Claude who's actually start to play from like early game, because he's pretty much rotated from the gold lane to the bot lane to finish up Estes. Like, where can you see this? Because Claude is kind of useless until he get like Demon Hunter Sword and the golden staff, but this Claude is probably like ganking up with just a boot. And it's enough for him, works for him.
Well, if he was getting 15,000 gold per minute, I think he would have had full build in like 2 minutes. But that was overall, guys. That wasn't the that wasn't gold per minute.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we just having fun.
Yeah, that was definitely funny, though, to be able to see that. Really just a good game. I want to see how Team Lilgun kind of responds to this. Like we said, we don't want to see one-sided stories or see these sweeps. This is Group Stage A, though. Not every team is going to make it out. One team will fall out of games of future before we progress on to the next phase. So Team Lilgun's definitely going to have to step up their energy for round 2 if they want to have a chance to compete in here, because now they're sitting at match point for RQ Hoshi for a chance for a sweep.
Yeah, from analysis from game 1, I would say that draft doesn't matter at this point, because RQ Hoshi seems like to play much more faster game. They are one like class above Team Lilgun, and when this happened, draft is not that big of a deal. It seemed like Team Lilgun are hesitating with their decisions. They like not going all in or not going all the way back, which is RRQ. They committed to one decision. They like go all in this decision. They not double thinking because it's too slow. They just doing and then retreating, just going in, going out, and Lilgun are like kind of, should we go? No, we shouldn't go. And this is like not gonna work. They need to switch this particular thing to match up RRQ Hoshi tempo, and then the draft going to matter. But at this point, RRQ can draft anything they want.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, when we were looking at Team Lilgun in the beginning for the first turtle, they were able to kind of take it, and I thought they were going to be online to be able to keep pushing forward and have full control of the early game. But like you said, not being able to make a concise decision between the entire team kind of costed them on a lot of these neutral engagements. As you are seeing, again, Skylar with a strong presence inside of that gold lane. But also, I want to paint some picture into Genesante, right? The dude was a menace with the Benedetta in those rotations. Had a really good match. But we also got to look at the mid lane, right? They had the Navaria, who doesn't really often get that much credit. But when you use those Astro Echoes to slow down the entire team, it does have such a strong impact. Even though he's not getting the kills, he's racking up those assists and also making it easier to be able to take down the members of Team Lilgun, which was giving them a hard time pushing into these neutral objectives, especially with the Barats, who's kind of frontline heavy, who has to kind of rush in before the team. And oftentimes, you were seeing him get bursted down first inside of these Lord fights, especially with Skylar getting all that gold and getting those core items nice and early to be able to deal that massive damage output.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And you know, the Novaria ult shines even more when she ult and immediately team follow up with the initiation. And they are using this information right away, and that's how it should be played.
Yeah, definitely should be played. And like you said, a couple of things have to change for game number 2 if Team Lilgun wants to have a chance to stay in here. Number 1, have a stronger early game presence, right? Try and focus on making RQ Hoshi uncomfortable. You see, once they find their groove, once they find their rhythm, they're very hard to stop. It started being more of a one-sided story when RQ Hoshi was able to kind of zone out these neutral objectives. Number 2, stop the side lanes. Find a way to disrupt Skylar's synergy. Try and stop him from getting a lot of gold, especially early in the game, to deal that massive damage. Maybe going and getting a gank. Trading a turtle possibly for a kill in the gold lane could delay that from even happening. But then also in the XP lane, find a way to rotate with Genesante. Either have a high mobility XP laner that can keep up with him, or be a lane bully to force him to not moving out of that lane.
Yeah, one of a lot of things might work for the team. I feel like if the Team Lilgun picks something else, not Vixana, but more like constantly damaging hero, maybe Lunox, like, I don't know, maybe. But Vixana seems like a support hero, but Lilgun was lacking damage a little bit, so they should probably have something like Aurora, Lunox, like some steady damage. It felt like they might be able to kind of counter-attack more, because even though Team Lilgun had this team composition, 5 people, like super strong tanky setup, RQ Hoshi still initiate on them with the Cho or with the Alecto Final Blow Petrify and the Novaria ult combo, and they being bullied. but they the one who should bully, so that's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, and we want to see kind of how this kind of plays into game number 2, right? Like we said, this is a best of 3, so there's a possibility for that sweep out there, especially for the first series of the day. That's a bold statement from the side of RQ Hoshi if they can pull that off, and I expect them to be even more aggressive jumping into this game. And there's a lot of things that they did right there. Their early game, they lost the first neutral objective, didn't get that turtle, but they're able to make up for it from rotating around the lanes. You often see them trade a turtle or a lord for a turret, and I think that was some really good trade-offs to be able to not go for those neutral objectives that a lot of teams don't really go in for. So they're keeping Team Lilgun on their toes. the further this match goes, I can't wait to see how Team Lilgun responds. I do expect them to kind of pick it up a little bit. I wouldn't say that RQ Hoshi just completely annihilated them or dominated them. I just think they did slightly better on the rotations for the side laners, which made the massive difference for the neutral engagement. So if we can see Team Lilgun kind of pick up their momentum, their mobility, it may be a little bit of a better outcome for them, as we are now jumping into game number 2 for the first series of the day. Team Lilgun all the way out from Mongolia up against RRQ Hoshi. Currently match point and a possible sweep if Team Lilgun does not stay on their toes.
Yeah, and the bans are pretty similar from the last games. Nolan and Arlout being closed up, Matilda straight away being banned by the RQ Hoshi on the first ban. The mobility heroes being banned, and the uncomfortable RQ Hoshi are showed that they absolutely understand how to use the mobility on their hero to gain maximum advantage from it. And we'll see how Team Lilgun going to adapt, and what is their response is going to be.
I'm expecting RQ Hoshi to ban out the Minotaur again. I mean, this is similar to the last match with the bans in terms of RQ Hoshi. Actually, exact same for both sides. So possibly a Minotaur ban may be on the way. It's probably like a comfort ban that they know Team Lilgun likes to run. So there is going to still open up some of their favorite picks. Maybe we see the Benedetta again. It definitely worked out before. It was very hard to keep up with. The Claude, if Skylar can pick that up, I think he executes well on that. And it looks like they're not going to ban it out. They do go in for the Navaria, though. We talked about the Navaria not really being talked about that much or shown as one of those key heroes last game, but it had a heavy impact, especially with the slow that it was providing and also the massive damage output that the team would be able to input from that that slow CC. So jumping into this, like we said, a couple of adjustments to the ban phase for the side of Team Lilgun.
And the Guinevere again, like it's pretty much the same bans except of Navaria being added to this, and Ruby is being picked straight away. So the ban of Ruby last game from RQ Hoshi, I believe, right? And was for a reason, and Ruby being picked, like, yeah, well, let's see. I'm stoked to see what is so dangerous Ruby doing in these games that being drafted on the first pick and being banned. So I would love to see that.
I like the Ruby too. Honestly, it's something that we see in the NA scene. It's been having such a strong impact. You can flex it to the XP, you can flex it to the roam position, and it does just as well in both. But again, if they run that heavy mobility composition, Ruby has a little bit of mobility, but against the Benedetta, I'm not sure how that's going to kind of play out. But you are going to see, again, a similar pickup. The CC will be slotted in for RRQ Hoshi, but this time, the sustainability is going to be this Faramis, which will be kind of fun to watch. Now, there is a Valentina still on the table, so I'm wondering if Team Lilgun is going to go in for that so that they can have another realm as well.
No, I don't think they Valentina, but I don't know, maybe. I feel like even Faramis would be so much better the last game, but they went with the Valentina. But you know, about Ruby, it's like kind of hero when this hero play on your side, you cannot feel her impact that good, but when you play against it, oh my god, it's like it stuns you every single time when you not want to be stunned. It's keep going with the stuns. Yeah, so annoying.
You're going to see the Lilia picked up though, so they're going to have early game damage this side for Team Lilgun. They are going to go in for the jungle nice and early. The Martis, we know he has the anti-CC in his kit. The motor coils definitely can be a problem hitting somebody with some chain CC. And he's overall just a really good jungler for the first neutral objectives. He does fall off a little bit later in the game, which we will have to watch out for. Team Lilgun, they had the Barats before. It was a jungle bully, but it just didn't really work out the way they kind of planned it to. And it looks like they're going to be a little bit more aggressive now with this Martis, which could possibly open the doors for them in the early game. But you are going to see RQ Hoshi picking up there.
Yeah, and then the Kaja is like, I don't know. we saw this hero a lot, like, you know, it reminds me the game from the Team Fireflies when they went from Kaja and built the fleeing time like almost like first or second item, and keep using this ultimate, keep ulting, keep killing, but it didn't kind of work because when team fight appears, it's not that effective. It's effective on the solo kills, but with a team fight, like, I don't know. So I want to see how a.k.a. Hoshi is going to use the Kaja, because it seems like they are using heroes to their maximum potential.
Yeah, speaking of maximum potential, there goes the carry, banned out. One of those more prevalent marksmen that we've been seeing this time around. In terms of meta, like the Claude is still on the table, definitely can be picked up for either side. We've seen Skylar perform really well on it. I wonder if he's going to try and get that, since they are going to have first pick this time around, being second on the and on the red side for today's draft. Now, there's still a couple of bans on the table. Looking at Team Lilgun, like I said, the Ruby can be flexed into the roam position, or it could be XP. Either way, they can decide if they want to run a support, they can, to match up, especially against the heals that the Faramis is going to provide with the Nether Realm. Or they can go in for some more additional CC. There is no Diggy banned out, and there's no Minotaur actually banned out this time around, which could be a viable option if they do want to kind of last pick that and catch a.k.a. Hoshi off guard.
Yeah, but again, mobility is kind of, like, I don't know. Martis is super strong hero, but when he's like being attacked and he's forced to counter attack, otherwise they need to have some, I don't know, maybe Rafaela, something like that, and because they need to fix the mobility. Ruby is not that good as well in this department. The carry and the Cloud being banned, like double marksman this time. They not play around. They taking notes and using them straight away.
Yeah, they are trying to limit some of the marksmen available. A couple of other ones that we do see sometimes sneaking up in there is the Irithel, the Natan could be a viable option, the Bruno, the Brody.
Natan,
all of these still some strong picks to be able to be slotted for either side. I am watching for a.k.a. Hoshi, though, having that Kaja, that suppression. It can work, especially on the Martis, right? He's going to go in for these neutral objectives. If they can grab him right before that retribution mark, then you're going to be able to see Team Lilgun be able to, a.k.a. Hoshi be able to take some of these early turtles. So that is something to watch out for. And the Kaja is a counter to the Lilia, because the Lilia can use the black shoes, be able to get all that HP back that she has lost. But if the Kaja can hit it with the Divine Judgment right beforehand, then it'll be an easy kill. The
classic, the Beatrix. Yeah, it's a super strong hero. Still super strong hero. Like, you know this when some hero being nerfed just a little bit, everybody is like, it's unplayable now. We're not going to pick him anymore. That you can see it's not should be not treated this way, because if it's like minor fix, it's not the reason to not stop picking this hero. And Beatrix is there, and I would love to see.
I was actually interested with the Beatrix. We don't see the Beatrix that often anymore inside of the NA side of things. Honestly, it's one of the least picked marksmen. You see usually the Bruno, the Irithel, the Claude, the Carry, the Natan, all usually picked before her. So to be able to see this in the international scene, I want to see how it kind of plays out. But there goes. The final pick on the side for Team Lilgun will be the a.k.a.
And the Tamus as well. And I love to see Tamus. It's like, it's one of those heroes, kind of like Lunox in my perspective, because it's every time it's good. Every meta is good. Like, he's win the lane, he pressures the lane, he's good at team fights, he's good in aggression. Why not everybody picking him? He's good at X-Plane, he's good at, like, jungle might be played as well. And the Lunox is kind of same stuff, so nobody picks it. But the a.k.a., yeah, as well. It's like wombo combo potential.
The Wombo combo. Now, they are keeping things interesting for the side of a.k.a. Hoshi. Right before the draft finished, we did see Lancelot picked up, which means it's going to be Assassin in the jungle. I haven't actually got to see a Lancelot game in a minute. I want to see if he can kind of dance around with them dashes, as we are going to be jumping into the Land of Dawn. But like we said, this is a best-of-3 group stage A, and we're seeing a.k.a. Hoshi currently sitting with a possible match point for a sweep over Team Lilgun, kind of leading the way for Indonesia up against Mongolia. Revving into the Land of Dawn. You see it right there, the virtual arena. As ladies and gentlemen, definitely support your favorite teams. Let us know which way you think this will go. Do we see the 2-0 sweep, or do we see a turnaround to even out the scoreboard 1-1? Team Lilgun up against a.k.a. Hoshi.
Yes.
Go,
Typical start on
RRQ.
the mid lane here. Farm is trying to burst down the minions and takes as much souls as possible and succeeding in these kind of things. Kaja staying on the mid lane, just showing up the enemy heroes. Is he going to work on the Tamus here? But Tamus is pushing the wave and going to not going to the mid lane. He's trying to get the jungle minion, but like you know, the typical start.
You know, it's funny. This is the first time I've seen a Thomas go up against a CC. So I'm going to be paying very close attention to that bot side. But already some early aggression from Team Lilgun. Massive damage. Lancelot with Thorn Rose is going to rush in. One more hit. Zara finds Bruce. But Octa very low as well. We'll get a double kill. Down goes Octa. Team Lilgun. A possible secret weapon with the Martis pickup. We talked about how much potential he provides in the early game and 2 kills before the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, this is exactly how you should use Martis. You should use his early game advantage as much as possible with the invades on the enemy jungle and on the lane pressures. And that's exactly what Team Lilgun is doing. Wow, that's super good.
Yeah, this is definitely a different story that we've seen in game number 1. I mean, some early aggression is going to work in their favor. With Martis picking up 2 kills, he's definitely going to be ahead of Irad on the Lancelot. We are seeing this turtle spawn in the next 2 seconds, and you're already seeing Zara with the game plan to take this. He didn't have the best match with the Barats, but it's looking like a different story for him this time around.
Yeah, but it's like too early to judge, like, you know, but it's a good start to like 1.5k gold lead already and working on that turtle.
Ooh,
and some
now
extra
another
kills.
kill.
Yeah,
Decimation.
Being punished for his curiosity.
Yeah, and Curiosity killed the cat, and Zara killed 3 cats so far. 3-0.
This time killed the bird. Curiosity killed the bird.
That is true, because I do have that Kaja. And speaking of the bird, Kaja, Bruce, that's 2 deaths that he's had so far. Definitely need to play a little bit more passive, especially being the roamer. He's kind of opening up the opportunity for Team Lilgun to have a massive advantage in the early phase.
Yeah, but this Lancelot is still dangerous, even though he's kind of in a disadvantage here, level 5 against almost level 7, and but still trying to fight for it, and it's pretty good to see. And now he's going to pay for this, like trying to steal. I mean, trying to not give the steal of this Ursa to the Martis, but being punished for that. Team Lilgun seems like they reloaded.
Yeah, and you're going to see Bruce off screen. He's going to catch Baybex. That's going to be the first kill for RQ Hoshi. Irad finding his first death of the game. That is going to go over to Ethan on the Ruby. 4-1 lead, 3-kill lead for the side of Team Lilgun, and now up by 2,000 gold. Some of those items popping up on the board as well, as you are seeing the Hunter's Strike scythe be picked up from the Martis for that additional pin and mobility, already being such an early aggressive jungler.
But look on the farm table. The Beatrix is dominating actually Ixia with that quite good gold lead at this point, and there's going to be a deciding factor, the fight, when Beatrix is going to join the fight and maybe burst somebody.
Yeah, you see Baybex did pick up that corrosion scythe, so it'll be a little bit of slow alongside the Thomas. On top of that, looks like Skylar is going for that Blade of Despair. I mean, I did see a Legion sword over there, so that may be possibly what he's trying to build up. It's going to be a little bit of a higher pricey item to be able to pull off, but once he gets it, it'll definitely deal some massive physical damage. Next turtle has been spawned in, though, and it looks like Zara is going to go in for it. He was able to take the last one and get a kill on top of it, and it looks like RQ Hoshi won't be able to contest.
Yeah, they absolutely won't be able to contest, and the red buff is probably going to be pressured as well. I want to mention a good dodge, the Ruby's ultimate on the Lancelot second skill, but didn't quite result anything. And here is the pressure on the Ixia as well, and being slowly farmed down, and now the RQ Hoshi are trying to come back using this disadvantage on the Ixia.
Yeah, Ixia, I mean, 0-2 and 0 right there. Definitely needing to find a way to get their marksman online. Kind of struggling to find the rhythm so far. You're going to go ahead and see on the bot side, though, Ruby going to go ahead and clear those minions. 4-2 so far. Team Lilgun off to a great start in the early phase. RQ Hoshi now sitting on the back end. This may be an even series if they're not careful. They are sitting at match point, though, so if they find the rhythm, could be a game ender, but I'm offended for a two-man set. Ethan finds Skylar. You're going to see them still battling it out inside of the tier 1 turret. Thorn Rose going down, the dash in, but no Phantom Execution to take down Ethan.
Ethan initiation is so good, just like Cho last game. He's kind of vengeance, having his vengeance on this one, but prioritizing the most important target, which is Beatrix, ulting plus flicker, and immediately follow up with all his team. And this is a bad news for a.k.a. Hoshi, might be.
Zara able to take down Bruce, almost able to get another. The Nether Realm as a saving grace, keeping Genesante alive right there. But you're looking at Zara with a really good start. 4-0-2 on the Martis.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see on the Martis. And let's see it. But as you mentioned, Ixia need to start to play with the gold, and she need to farm a lot, because it's the only side of the Team Lilgun is not matching with the other one, is the Ixia. Need to start farming, otherwise this domination not gonna be there for a long time, because it will be a point when Ixia need to like one-shot people with her ultimate.
Yeah, you're looking at a 4,000 gold lead so far for the side of Team Lilgun, and that's increasing the further we go inside of this game. a.k.a. Hoshi need to find a way to pump the brakes on their momentum right now. As you're going to see Zara take the next turtle with little to no contest, giving them a massive XP boost right now, which means when it comes to these team fights, you're going to see Team Lilgun just do a little bit better, especially with Zara, with how much he already has on his plate, sitting at 5,700 gold, highest gold in this game for their jungler. Beatrix right behind him with 53, though. Definitely ahead of the Ixia, who's having a little bit of a harder time getting online. But you are seeing the battle, the invasion over the purple buff. Zara going in for it. a.k.a. not going to be able to... no, he looks like he was able to get it with this Retribution right at the last second.
Yeah, and the Beatrix is pushing, split pushing the wave and immediately TPing back. This is like exactly what she should do in this position of not power. No position of power here from a.k.a. Hoshi, but if they manage to hold up for like 6-7 minutes additional, I mean, not 6-7 minutes, I mean basically it's one fight. If Team Lilgun lose one fight, they might come back here, but we'll see.
Yeah, as the battle on the way. Siege for the tier 2 turn, the proxy of the lane. Massive damage goes out. Forward takes on Zara, gets another, finds Skylar. And now we'll be able to take this tier 2 turret on the bot side. But in the mid lane, pay attention to Irad trying to go in, trying to find a trade. Bebex will find a turret off screen as well.
That's exactly what they are doing in terms of like aggressive defense. Like, you know, they Team Lilgun killing a.k.a. Hoshi people, but the Lancelot trying to even that out and like split push, defend, don't let them get the objectives because of that kills. And yeah, that's the right thing to do, to kind of drag the game a little bit, hold it for more minutes.
Yeah, and right now, a.k.a. Hoshi trying to hold off Team Lilgun from claiming even more real estate on today's match. Off to a great start with a 6-kill lead and also up by 5,000 gold as this Lord spawns in. So far, we haven't been able to see Team a.k.a. Hoshi be able to take any of these neutral objectives. Team Lilgun just getting everything they came for, not asking any questions, and just handling their business at every stage of the early game. Can we see a.k.a. Hoshi turn this around? Divine Judgment goes out. Skylar gets the kill, takes down Forbid. We just talked about this. The Kaja being the counter for the Lilia.
Oh, and the Lord is being contested probably. Lancelot is kind of far away, and the second skill with the Retribution gonna steal the Lord. It was so like, I can saw it from the far away, like, you know, he's like, oh, there's Lord there. Let me try to steal it. And like, and just took it.
Skylar, though, on the chase, he wants Zara. You are going to see Aizen try and kite him. A little bit of an overextension, and Aizen will be able to get the kill, but A-Red will shut down Zara. Phantom Execution in. Thorn Rose connecting Bebex. 15% HP will make his way back into the tier 2 turret. And now the Lord intact, making his way down the mid lane. And you're looking at a.k.a. Hoshi turning this game around. Team Lilgun now on the defense. Aizen very low, forced to go back. Forbid may not be able to get out of there. You're going to see A-Rad going in, trying to get the kill. Not able to close the distance on Aizen as he makes his way back to the base, and down goes the Lord.
Ethan was a little bit hesitating with his ultimate because he cashed Lancelot with his second skill and he should ult immediately afterwards, but he ulted like a little bit longer, so it opens up a window for the Lancelot to dodge with the second skill, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, you see, he was definitely on the chase. It was funny watching Skylar trying to chase down a kill, getting punished over there by Aizen, and then the same thing with Irad trying to find Aizen on his way out. Neither side able to kind of close that distance. But so far, 10-5. Even though RQ Hoshi is behind in kills, they are now leading the way in terms of turrets, and the gold has almost equalized for both sides. Team Lilgun up by 1,000, but in terms of map control, it is now favoring RQ Hoshi.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with this one. I'm just wondering why Team Lilgun keep doing the same mistake. Like, they not focusing the heroes. They like going for these like 50-50 lords. I don't know.
Ooh, but this match is not 50-50 with this engagement on the side. Skylar will find Aizen on the 4v2. Ethan left by himself to pick up the pieces, and they may go in to take this turret. Ethan not really in a position to contest, and it looks like Skylar is going to seize this opportunity. Skylar already 2,000 gold ahead of Bebex.
Yeah, and the double ultimate on the Beatrix just to follow up Kaja's ultimate, Divine Judgment, and like so synchronized. Like as soon as Kaja ult, there are like grenades are flying in, and the pistols are already being loaded, ready to follow up, and super fast kill. No vengeance for Tamus because it's impossible to use while being ulted with Kaja or Franco. And yeah, taking the full advantage out of that.
And you are looking at the highest kills in the game so far, going over to Zara. Had a really good start on that Martis, now sitting 6-1-3 for the side of Team Lilgun. But on RQ Hoshi, even though they're not high on kills, their synergy is definitely coming alive as we are now officially in the mid game. They don't have the high mobility that we saw in game one, especially with that Benedetta rotating around and keeping Team Lilgun on their toes, but they're making up for it with their IQ. Concealed play has been called out though from the side of Team Lilgun, trying to rush in, trying to catch Genesante, but he puts on the skates and slides away, but hit over there by Ruby with the CC and massive damage going out. Mortar coils from Zara, trying to get a decimation off, Phantom Execution in. Irad will find Ethan, gets a double, shuts down Bebex, a 2-for-none trade, gets that triple, on his way to a possible Maniac as Octa will be able to find one as well. Forbid all by himself, trying to get away. RQ Hoshi on the chase, can they get him?
No.
He's gonna sandwich around, Irad not letting him go, showing no mercy. Black shoes though, a massive play to be able to escape the full team of RQ Hoshi as they're now going in for a possible game ender. They have minions and only one member to go through, but Ethan will spawn in time for some additional CC. Do they try and close it out here? I'm not sure if they can pull it off, and it looks like they are now going to shift their focus onto this Luminous Lord.
Wow, what a turnaround, like. And Lancelot was kind of reminding me of this game, like Checkers, you call it, right? When he was jumping on the minions, it was like, like that kind of stuff.
I will say Irad is thirsty for the kills. The way he's rotating around, the way he pathed over into the inhibitor turret to try and box out Forbid from escaping, but the black shoes at the last second to wrap back around into the inhibitor for the mid lane saved his life right there and avoided a full wipeout in a game ender. That could have been everything out for Team Lilguns as they're currently sitting 0-1. If RQ Hoshi closes this game out with this Luminous Lord, it will be a 2-0 sweep, and they will have a big advantage for Group Stage A.
Yeah, Radis definitely want to like give them taste of their own medicine because of the early game. Like every time is invading his buffs, every time like harassing him into the jungle, and now they gonna pay for it.
Yeah, Team Lilgun backs against the wall. Everything to lose right here if they're not careful. RQ Hoshi, Viva RRQ, as they are alive right now and doing well. 10-10 on the scoreboard, but down goes the Lord. Some great defense from Team Lilgun, but now stripped down to only the base crystal and no inhibitors.
Yeah, the RQ Hoshi being able to defend all of the attacks of the Team Lilgun. Only 3 towers are down, and the mid lane, like most important tower, is still up. And RQ Hoshi maintain their composure and not being not nervous in under the immense pressure Team Lilgun putting on them, and gathering their thoughts for this like final counter attack, and they did it quite good. Just like waited for some items, I guess.
Yeah, now they have all the lanes synced. It looks like they're going to go in for the close. They don't have the Lord, but no worries. We have the minions and the damage. Massive play. Big on Affinity set, though. Baybex will find Octa. Forbit takes down Bruce. A turnaround. Team Lilgun on the defense. Phantom Execution out. You're going to look at Irad doing a quick 180. Not going in with what they came for. RQ Hoshi, a little bit of a miscalculated play right there. And Team Lilgun able to turn it around.
I mean, RQ Hoshi damage every single target for like 20-30%, maybe even lower, but they should like, they was damaging everyone instead of like trying to focus priorities. They thought they can kill all of them, but damage wasn't there in when you put it like that on the every single person you can see around you. And yeah, now they go into defend, and the Team Lilgun has a small window to actually come back and maybe potentially 5 versus 4 somebody. But Kaja is running straight from the base already. 10 seconds for the Lord, and it's going to be 5v5 on the Lord.
Ooh, but the aggressive play, Dinasante caught in the middle, uses the Winter Truncheon, but not going to be able to hold him off. Second saving grace, Immortality, been procced, and he goes down. Zara with the decimation. One member falling for RRQ Hoshi. And now you're seeing some heavy focus in the mid lane. Luminous Lord spawned in, and Team Lilgun with the advantage of numbers.
Wow, insanely good, you know, the freeze into the immortality, and on top of that, Faramis tried to ult, but he actually like slipped a little bit, and the ult didn't proc on him with the immunity effect. It might be enough to survive for the counter attack, and the ultimate Divine Judgment goes into Martis and trying to follow up on Beatrix with the damage, but it's not enough, and now Martis is gonna keep working on the Lord. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but Phantom Execution going in, trying to get the Lilia, but not gonna happen because of that Ruby with the spoke on the drop against Assassins is so good.
Yeah, Irad did fall though, so there's no retribution for RQ Hoshi, and now a possible opportunity with the numbers from Team Lilgun to close this game out. Octa gets a kill, Zora takes down Skylar. That's gonna be a 2-for-2 trade so far. Looks like the numbers have equalized. RQ Hoshi finding a way, finding a will. Burst will take down Forbid. 2 more members left to go through. Make it 1. Zora Immortality has been procced. May not be able to get out of there. Ringo order for the slow burst on his tail. Can they take him down? Octa will. He will fall. That's going to leave Genesante in the base trying to close it out. Ethan left to defend against the 3-man team of RQ Hoshi, looking for the 2-0 sweep. Eisen joining the party, gonna use that Cotter Inferno last minute, trying to hold him off. 25%, 5%, Viva RRQ as they get the 2-0 sweep out from Indonesia, taking down Team Lilgun from Mongolia in Group Stage A, Game of Futures 2024.
Yeah, congratulations RQ is 2-0 Team Lilgun, and nice RQ are so good. Like, you know, the Lilgun, it seems like from my perspective, they kind of pressure RQ, but I guess when they practice, they didn't saw this kind of like hard defense, and they don't understand how to crack this kind of defense. And you should go more aggressive. You should do like a little bit more risk, like go maybe in, maybe kill, and then do something prioritizing. But they are lacking in this department, how to secure the objective when you have the advantage. And what is advantage? It's maybe like the point in the game when your team just have like stronger ultimates, stronger heroes, and this is like the advantage, not the gold advantage, but the like tempo, in-game tempo heroes advantage, and they kind of not using it for full potential. But it might be because RQ are so good at defense, and Lilgun not used to this kind of good defense, and don't know how to crack it.
Yeah, definitely need to find a way to break the code. Team Lilgun just having a hard time. They did really well in the beginning, right? It was looking very promising. They were hitting all the objectives on time. But RQ Hoshi able to stay resilient as it got to that mid game, able to find a way to turn this around after that Lord play, and they were able to do it even with that amazing start from that Martis, just kind of dominating, leading 4-0, taking both neutral objective turtles in the beginning. It just wasn't enough. Indonesia looking stronger than ever so far, though, with RQ Hoshi just showcasing their mastery. Mongolia, not out of the mix yet, though. Team Lilgun will have another shot. Like we said, this is Group Stage A, and whoever goes out with the best win-loss ratio will be able to move forward. The top 3 teams. One will fall, though, but RQ Hoshi, 2-0 sweep to start off the day.
Looking strong, yeah. And, you know, the difference from my perspective, again, the understanding of the importance of the regular minions, just regular minions, like, you know, when Team Lilgun like kind of forcing the fights, you can see Beatrix or Lancelot just clearing up the waves on the like opposite lane. So Team Lilgun get the kills, but they can't do anything, they can't push anything because of these kills. So it's just like kills, not gonna do anything for you, because you really want to like get the kills and get the map control, get the kills, get the like at least buffs, and RQ Hoshi understand this concept, and the Team Lilgun kind of not, maybe they do, maybe they understand, but the tempo of the game is so high, so it seems like it's not prioritizing Team Lilgun. It's just, they just prioritizing kills and then doing nothing with the kills. Just like in this moment, look, Martis going in, 3 people stun and they're gonna kill all of them, but on the mid lane, Lancelot is rotating to the mid lane just to clear up and don't let their mid to fall down. So the defense in terms of macro gaming are so much ahead on the RQ Hoshi than Team Lilgun.
Yeah, definitely credits to being able to focus on these objectives, especially when under pressure. Because like we said, the early game, Lilgun was looking stronger than ever. I mean, you looked like they were going to kind of close this game out with ease, but they're able to hold on to their entire mid lane for the side of RQ Hoshi, and I think that's what kind of kept them in there, alongside rotating around, like you mentioned, and taking some of these mid lane turrets, while the side of Lilgun was kind of focused on trying to go for the kills. Speaking of kills, though, as you are seeing about that 12-minute mark, this is where we started to see them turn it around. This is where RQ Hoshi came alive. Viva RRQ. Irad with the triple kill. Octa taking down Aizen. And then the battle for a possible siege, trying to close this out. But this is some good defense, where they tried to kind of hold them from trying to close this game out for the side of Lilgun. You see the suppression go down. You see both teams fight it out. But a massive I'm Infinite for the 3-man set from Ethan to keep Lilgun inside of this game.
Yeah, and there's still no damage for RQ. They tried to finish the game. They kind of didn't make it. One dead, and they just retreat, wait a little bit, reload, and even now they kind of like not winning, not losing the fight, but they having their composure and just keep going, and keep doing right stuff. And Team Lilgun is being overwhelmed by the actions of the RQ Hoshi and don't know what to do.
Yeah, and speaking of actions speak louder than words. We are seeing the MVP on the board. Octa with the Faramis, 3, 2, and 8, stacking up those assists, 22% damage dealt, 557 gold per minute. But it was really the power of the Nether Realm keeping RQ Hoshi alive inside of a lot of these engagements, which made up a lot of the difference, especially in that mid to late game when RQ Hoshi was able to turn this around. Great synergy overall and a well-deserved MVP on today's first series of the day, ending in a 2-0 sweep. It was definitely entertaining, though. I wouldn't say it was one-sided. Team Lilgun just needing to work a little bit more on their late game to be able to close it out when they do have the massive objectives in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And in this game in particular, they should help their gold laner more. Just like you said, they need to take like online their gold laner, and they kind of like had this like, I don't know, rush, like, okay, we're winning, let's keep killing them, like instead of like help work all. And
far away, then you've got a lot to compete with when it comes to the Blazing Duet and the Eternal Guardian. Now we're starting on to the Lord, about half health for Twisted Mind.